Welcome back to Sky Sea Channel, the channel that always discusses anything about the sea. Today we're going to talk about something that you probably see every day but never really think about. Colorful on container ship. Yes, those giant metal boxes that carry everything from clothes to cars to computers. But have you ever noticed that they come in different colors? And have you ever wondered why? Well, in this video, we're going to reveal the secrets behind the colors of container ships, and how they can affect you as a consumer, a traveler, or even a potential container owner. Trust me, this is going to blow your mind. So make sure you watch till the end. But before we dive into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos. And if you enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Now, let's get started. Why are container ships different colors? There are various reasons why container ships have different colors, but the main ones are easier identification, brand association, customs compliance, weather resistance, and temperature control. Let's look at each of these reasons in more detail. Number 1. Easier identification. One of the most obvious reasons why container ships have different colors is to make them easier to identify. This helps operators in ports, depots, and vessels to sort and organize containers according to their type, condition, and ownership. For example, new containers, also known as one-trip containers, are usually painted in gray or white, so they stand out from the rest. These containers are only used for one journey from the factory to the destination, and then sold or leased to other customers. On the other hand, used containers, also known as round-trip containers, are often painted in various colors, depending on the shipping line or company they belong to. These containers are used for multiple trips until they reach their end of life or are retired from service. Another way to identify containers is by their type. There are different types of containers for different purposes, such as dry cargo, refrigerated cargo, hazardous cargo, etc. Each type of container may have a specific color code to indicate its function. For example, red containers are typically used for hazardous materials, such as explosives, flammable liquids, or radioactive substances. These containers need to be clearly marked and handled with extra care. On the other hand, white containers are often used for refrigerated cargo, such as fruits, vegetables, meat, or dairy products. These containers need to be kept at a certain temperature and humidity level to preserve the quality of the goods. Can you imagine how chaotic it would be if all containers looked the same? That's why having different colors makes it easier for everyone involved in the shipping process. But do you know how many containers are there in the world? According to some estimates, there are about 170 million containers in circulation, with a total capacity of 27 million TEU. That's enough to fill over 10,000 Empire State Buildings. That's a lot of containers and a lot of colors. Number 2. Brand association. Another reason why container ships have different colors is for brand association. Shipping lines and companies usually paint their containers in their brand colors and logos to create a visual identity and recognition. This helps them to market their services and differentiate themselves from their competitors. It also helps customers to trust and choose their preferred shipping provider. Some examples of shipping lines that have distinctive container colors are Maersk, blue with white lettering; Hapag-Lloyd, orange with black lettering; Evergreen, green with white lettering; Costco, red with white lettering; MSC, gray with blue lettering. You've probably seen these colors on trucks, trains, or planes as well. That's because these companies use multimodal transportation to deliver their goods from point A to point B. But did you know that some of these companies have been around for over a century? That's right. Maersk was founded in 1904 in Denmark. Hapag-Lloyd was formed in 1970 by the merger of two German companies that date back to 1847 and 1856. Evergreen was established in 1968 in Taiwan. Costco was founded in 1961 in China. And MSC was started in 1970 in Italy. That's a lot of history and experience behind these colors. And they're not just colors. They're symbols of quality, reliability, and innovation. Number 3. Customs compliance. A third reason why container ships have different colors is for customs compliance. Some countries may have specific regulations or requirements for the color of containers entering or leaving their territory. This may be for security reasons, such as preventing smuggling or terrorism, or it may be for environmental reasons, such as reducing heat absorption or reflection. So, depending on where you're shipping your goods, you may have to follow certain color codes to avoid any trouble with the customs authorities. But do you know what else can get you into trouble with customs? Illegal or prohibited items. Some of the most common ones are drugs, weapons, counterfeit goods, endangered animals, or plants. But some are more surprising than others. For example, did you know that chewing gum is banned in Singapore? Or that Kinder Surprise eggs are illegal in the US? Or that poppy seeds are forbidden in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, you better check the customs regulations before you pack your bags or ship your goods. Number 4. Weather resistance and temperature control. A fourth reason why container ships have different colors is for weather resistance and temperature control. The color of a container can affect how it reacts to different climatic conditions and how it maintains the internal temperature of the cargo. Generally speaking, light-colored containers reflect more sunlight and heat than dark-colored ones. This means they can keep the cargo cooler in hot weather and prevent overheating or spoilage. On the other hand, dark-colored containers absorb more sunlight and heat than light-colored ones. This means they can keep the cargo warmer in cold weather and prevent freezing or damage. Of course, this also depends on other factors, such as insulation, ventilation, refrigeration, etc. But color can play a role in enhancing or reducing these effects. For example, white containers are often used for refrigerated cargo, such as fruits, vegetables, meat, or dairy products. These containers need to be kept at a certain temperature and humidity level to preserve the quality of the goods. But did you know that white containers can also save energy and money? That's because they reflect more sunlight and heat than other colors, which means they require less power to cool down the cargo. According to a study by Maersk Line, switching from gray to white reefer containers can save up to 2,000 kilowatt-hours of energy per year per container. That's equivalent to reducing CO2 emissions by 1.2 tons per year per container. That's not only good for the environment, but also for your wallet. But what if you want to have some fun with your containers? Well, you can also use them for other purposes than shipping, such as storage, transportation, or even conversion into a home or office. You can paint them in any color you like, or even decorate them with stickers, graffiti, or art. You can also transform them into anything you can imagine, such as a pool, a bar, a library, or a playground. And the best part is, you can do it all with a low cost and a low environmental impact. What does it mean for you? Now that you know why container ships have different colors, you may be wondering what it means for you. Well, depending on your perspective, it can mean different things. If you are a consumer, it can mean that you can enjoy a variety of goods from different parts of the world, thanks to the efficient and reliable transport of container ships. You can also appreciate the quality and safety of the products, thanks to the proper handling and storage of the containers. For example, if you love bananas from Ecuador, coffee from Brazil, or wine from France, you can thank container ships for bringing them to your local supermarket. And you can also thank them for keeping them fresh and tasty with their refrigerated containers. If you are a traveler, it can mean that you can admire the colorful and diverse scenery of ports and harbors, where container ships dock and unload their cargo. You can also learn more about the history and culture of different places, thanks to the exchange of goods and ideas through container ships. For example, if you visit Rotterdam in the Netherlands, you can see one of the largest and busiest ports in the world, where millions of containers pass through every year. You can also visit the Maritime Museum, where you can learn more about the history and development of shipping and trade. If you are a potential container owner, it can mean that you have more options and opportunities to buy or lease containers for your own use. You can choose from different colors, types, and conditions of containers, depending on your needs and preferences. For example, you can buy a new or used container for storage, transportation, or even conversion into a home or office. You can also lease a container for a short or long term, depending on your project or budget. So there you have it. Why container ships are colorful and what it means for you. We hope you learned something new and interesting from this video. And we hope you also had some fun and got inspired by the amazing world of container ships. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you for watching Sky Sea Channel, and we'll see you in the next video.